I still cannot wrap my head around what happened to Billy. 12 years of him being the moral compass of the street. And he's gone. Just lost in that horrific wreckage. But the absolute worst part isn't even the tragedy itself. It's the fact that Theo just stood there, watched the whole thing unfold, and did absolutely nothing. And now we're hearing Theo is sticking around Weatherfield for months, just walking the cobbles, playing the innocent, grieving mate. It genuinely turns my stomach, because you just know exactly how this plays out with Todd. Theo is going to weaponise that grief. That's what manipulators do, isn't it? They don't just hurt you, they isolate you until you actually believe they're your only lifeline. Todd is going to be completely twisted up by this. He's always had that cynical, darker edge. But this level of betrayal, it's going to shatter whatever trust he has left in anyone. By the time Todd works out the truth, the psychological damage will already be done. Then you've got Cassie, gearing up for an explosive exit this summer. Look, Evelyn had her number from day one. Cassie was never, ever going to settle for a quiet cup of tea and a peaceful life at no. Joe, she thrives on the chaos. Normalcy absolutely terrifies her. I reckon she's going to drag someone down with her on her way out the door. She'll probably sabotage Abby at the garage just out of pure spite for the life Abby actually managed to rebuild. She's going to tear up the foundations of Tyrone's life all over again before doing a runner. And I'm still reeling from all the crossover drama. But Debbie Webster, being locked away, having to share breathing space with some new queen bee running the wing, I'm actually morbidly fascinated by this. Debbie is used to parading around Chariot Square like she owns the postcode. You strip away the designer heels and the bank balance. She's either going to completely crumble, or, wait, no, she's going to become absolutely ruthless. Debbie won't stay at the bottom of the pecking order. Seeing her ego take a massive hit before she fights back is going to be gripping. Carla's situation is just bleak. Becky getting handed a 12-year sentence for holding her captive. Carla has survived so much over the years, but you really have to wonder how much more trauma her mind can handle before she completely shuts down. The factory is bound to suffer. She's going to build those defensive walls right back up, push everyone away, and isolate herself. I can already see it. And what exactly is Shona thinking? Her half-sister Jodie turns up bound in the back of a van, and suddenly half the street is twitching their neck curtains, gossiping about the Platts all over again. Now Shona is digging around a secure facility trying to track down their dad. She just never learns. Shona has this dangerous saviour complex where she thinks she can fix broken people by dragging their past into the light. But some family secrets are buried for a reason. She's putting David and the kids directly in the firing line of whatever mess this brings to their front door. And don't even get me started on Roy. Why won't they just let that poor man be happy this Mal bloke rocks up to the cafe claiming Alice is his wife? I don't buy a single word of it. Mal gets cosy with Bernie at a hotel, then suddenly drops this bombshell on Roy. The bloke is a total chancer. Roy is far too trusting for his own good. And Bernie... well, Bernie gets her head turned by any bloke who buys her a drink and tells her what she wants to hear. But it's this situation with Shona's dad that is really sitting wrong with me. When you go digging into secure units looking for buried family trauma, you rarely find closure. You usually find a mirror. What if Jodie isn't actually the one Shona needs to be terrified of?
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của chúng tôi nói về những cảm nhận và suy nghĩ cá nhân của mình về cốt truyện mới của bộ phim. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại.